What's up, pickle smokers? It's been a good week this week. Been lots of cooking. Done a lot of baking this week. I've had the big old pinny on. Been making muffins, cakes, bread. Well, I haven't been making muffins, but I have made bread. And we have made some cakes. The bread has been top notch. We did one, and we made some donuts as well. Mainly because Penelope was like, "Please, can we have donuts?" Anyway, so we went ahead with donuts. Yeast died. I had to borrow mates' yeast. Shout out to you, Johnny. Cheers for the yeast, boy. And we also made a fresh cob this morning, which was delicious. What else have we done? Barbecuing. It's been about a week of about 21 degrees. Fucking the neighbours off with all my smoke, probably. Sorry about that, guys. Used Penelope's hairdryer, busted that, but it did get a barbecue going really quickly, so that was ideal. Win-win. What else have we been doing? Made some roast duck. Roast duck's coming soon. The roast duck was insane. It's the first time I've actually succeeded in making the roast duck, and if I don't say so myself, I was really happy with how it went. Anyway, guys, today we are making a Sichuan pork belly. It tastes very similar to mapo tofu, but obviously a very different texture and a few different ingredients. But again, a lot of the stuff we use in a lot of the cooking, so don't be afraid of buying the ingredients because we'll use it again. Anyway, look forward to seeing you on the other side. Enjoy the pork belly. So here we have it, pork belly. Going to keep it short today. There's hot water. Couldn't get it whole pieces, so bought it in strips. Anyway, pork belly. Boil it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, till it's cooked through. Take it out, put it in cold water. Let it cool down. There it is. Put it in some cold water. Take it out. Give it a chop. Fine chop. This is twice cooked pork belly. It needs to be specifically like this. It's basically almost like ham. So twice cooking it, boiling it, and then frying it. So it needs to be really quite thin, about 2 mil thin, something like that. Easy to cut, especially when it's been cooked and cooled. Here we are, chopping it, finish up all the pork belly. The next thing we need to do with the pork belly is marinate it. So we're going to put in some sesame oil wherever you are. Sesame oil, in that goes. What else we got? I think we've probably got some soy sauce, dark soy sauce. Yep, there's dark soy sauce. Again, about a tablespoon of sesame oil. And then we're going to use probably about a tablespoon, maybe just less, of dark soy sauce. Again, don't worry about if it's too strong, because we're not using all of marinade. It's just a marinade. It's not going to be in the final sauce. Want a bit of Shaoxing wine. Again, about a tablespoon or so of Shaoxing wine as well. Simple marinade. It's an unusual way to marinate meat, but let's say do it this one. So even though it's been cooked, you then marinated it before. You marinated it after that step. So we're going to leave that, preferably leave that for about an hour or so. All right. So after that's been marinated for about an hour, we're going to come back and do the rest. So here's our ingredients. We've got our marinated pork that we've just shown you. Make sure that's, see, most of it's all absorbed now, actually. We've got Shaoxing, we've got Sichuan peppercorns, grinded up. We've got green beans, red chilies. Yeah, they're green beans. I've topped and tailed them. These are fermented black beans, what you see in black bean sauce. But these are whole ones. Don't have to have that, but they're a good addition. Ginger, garlic, spring onions, chopped into little segments, cut in half. We're going to use Shaoxing wine. We've got sesame oil, chili bean paste, a little bit of Xinjiang black vinegar, and a bit of soy sauce. Similar to the mapo tofu stuff, as I said. So here we are. Get the wok on. Get the wok nice and hot. And we're going to use rapeseed oil. Good glug of rapeseed oil. Get that heat in. I use rapeseed oil because it's got a good high temperature and it's also good in a good healthy omegas. That's why I use that. Could use peanut oil, just don't have any. Get the pork belly in there. Pork belly is pretty resilient, really, so you can. It's really hard to overcook it, especially in this way, because we've only boiled it for about 15-20 minutes, about 15 minutes, and now we're cooking it again. I mean, if you wanted to cook it, you could cook it forever, literally forever. But we don't need to cook it forever. This whole dish probably takes about 10 minutes, because pretty much what we're doing is stir frying it to get it to where we need. We just want a bit of colour on it. We'll keep moving it around, and then let it settle, pick up some colour. As shown here. Let's speed through this. You don't want to just see me just fiddling around with bits of pork belly and trying bits every now and again, because I'm bloody starving while I'm making this stuff. So I've ended up tipping in the marinade as well, because it pretty much all dried up. So anyway, we need some additional sesame oil, about a teaspoon there, not too much. Got to watch the old fatty belly, including mine. I'm happy to get rid of the hangover that I've had in my belly since the coronavirus. Everyone's been a bit of a diet, I guess. Been out skateboarding at the moment. Cheers, Tez. Thanks, Tez, for the old longboard. I've been out on that. Been down to the seafront, back round on it. And that's been great. Feeling like a 14-year-old all over again. Basically Tony Hawk's now. Watch this space. Right. Carry on turning your pork belly. Obviously want to cook that moisture out and let it get a bit of colour. Alright. Come on, pork belly. So once the pork belly is like starting to render out a lot of the fat, you could take some of the fat out if you feel like it. You know, there's, as you can see, there's like that excess oil in the pan. Personally, I don't bother. I'm not really that bothered about oil, to be fair. Ooh, that looks delicious. Shall I eat it? Might eat it. No, I'll put that back in the pan. Yeah, I'm not bothered. So I'll leave mine in there. And personally, well, not personally, fat is flavour, so it should be left in there really. And also that oil and the fat is going to help cook up the garlic and the ginger that we're going to put in shortly. So for me, I'd leave that in there. Don't piss around with it. So as you can see, it's starting to get a bit of colour now on that pork belly. You can see sort of brown edges. We want nice and crispy. It isn't meant to be like crispy, what do you call it, streaky bacon. It's meant to have a bit of a crisp edge, or a bit of a colour on it. You know, like a steak. Should have a sort of crust, but then kind of sort of softish in the middle. It's got a really nice mouthfeel, this pork belly dish. It's really good. It's one of my favourite things to make. I haven't made it in years. It's a Sichuan dish, actually, you know, where they kind of middle of China, really, where it can be a lot colder in the winters. That's why they like their food spicy, you know, heats them up. Pretty simple as that. Did I eat that piece of pork belly? Yeah, I think I'm going to eat that. All right, look, I've just put chopsticks in my mouth and put it back in the dish. Who gives a fuck? It's just me cooking and eating it. Well, and my family, but they're used to it. They know how I cook. My germs. Anyway, so keep turning that, and as you can see, some of it's starting to get a bit of crispiness. We want to kind of like, for me, the way I like to do this dish is having a bit of both. You get a little bit of crispy edges and some really sort of soft bits. You have a sort of combination of textures in the mouth. That's what she said. Keep turning it, and as you can see, like even more, as the more you cook it, the more oil is released. You can see it's almost like, looks like deep frying in it. I think I actually do drain off a bit of the oil in this recipe. Again, it depends on how much fat is coming off of it. But we'll see in a minute, because as you all know, I record this. I'm doing the voiceover to this after. Yeah, okay, so I think I do that. God knows why, it really just depends on the day. That's why I'd make a shit recipe book. Because it's not prescribed cooking, it's do as you like it. Right, get the pork belly out. As I say, you want to drain it out. You can either put clean fat in, if you want to sort of keep to taste a little bit cleaner, and you sort of want a bit more distinction between the two different flavours, or just use that fat. You know, if you just want to save the pork fat that you've already got in there, that's cool as well. You can do that, no problemo. Okay. Take the final bits out. Again, it probably looks a bit finicky, but you want to take it all out, because if you leave other bits in, it can end up burning. So clearly, I've just emptied out the whole lot, and I've just gone against everything I just said about. So, shows you how much of an authority I am. Okay, there we are. A little bit of fat. I don't know what that was about. On to the next one, please, Ollie. Come on, let's move on with this video. Oh, let's just turn that around. Get that hot again. In goes with the ginger. All right, put the ginger in. Again, make sure to not burn ginger, because ginger can burn, and when it is burnt, it can taste sort of like an astringent kind of metallic flavour. Oh, drop your bloody chopsticks. It can taste quite astringent and quite burnt and metallic. It's not a nice flavour when it's burnt, so just be careful. We just want to sort of get a nice colour on that. That's it. A little bit of sesame oil, because I probably took too much out of it. We're not really needing it for the fat, we're just needing it for a little bit of flavour, more than anything, and just to help colour the ginger along its way. Dehydrated, let's say. Just like me after a piss up on a Friday night. Right, in go the green beans. Don't have to have green beans with this recipe. It's quite easy, pretty flexible. If you love peas, put peas in it. Although I think peas would be a bit weird in it. You could put peas in it. You could put watercress. A lot of the Chinese fry a lot of vegetables we consider salad. Lettuce. So you could do this with lettuce. You could do watercress. Pea shoots. Chinese love cooking pea shoots, especially with garlic. So the green veg is pretty interchangeable. You could do it with spinach. And could do it with broccoli if you really want. Anyway, we want it crunchy, so we're going to put it in now. In goes the garlic. Again, at this point, you want to be careful. There's the reason we've taken out the meat first, because if we just have everything on full whack with lots of pot oil, it'll burn the garlic, it'll burn the ginger, and it'll burn the veg, and it'll go all shitty and mushy. So that's why we cook it in those 2 stages. But anyway, easy enough. Toss that all together. That don't take long. Again, we've got to be careful because we want to keep the garlic alive. We don't want to bloody burn the shit out of it. Back goes the pork belly. Oh, hang on. In goes a bit of the pork fat. That's what I meant. Keep stirring that around. Oh, I think we should start singing an interlude while we wait for this. Oh, and here we go, chilies. So I think I've used a mix of chilies. I've got a Thai bird's eye, Thai bird's eye chili, which I always use, and a bigger chili as well. Just the normal ones you can buy in Tesco multi-pack things. Yeah, throw them in. Put the spring bunions in. In goes the Sichuan peppercorns. Some people don't like the texture of Sichuan peppercorns because they do leave a little sort of tiny grit to the dish, which I quite like. It gives it a little bit of crunch, but it's not everyone's jam. So, by all means, you don't have to put it in. For me, it's quite important because, as you can see, I'm getting all the fragrance in. They really are fragrant, those things. So if you can get them and put them in, fucking put them in, boy. As I said before, if you can get that prickly ash oil, even better, because it's much stronger and no crunchy bits. Put the pork belly. Put the pork belly back in. Sorry about that. Couldn't get my word out. Pork belly back in the old dish. As you can see, the dish is now nicely coming back together. Yep. Give it a wok. If you've got the wok hot enough, the Chinese call it wok hei, which means like the breath of the wok. That's that flavour you get in the Chinese. In go the black beans. You can buy these in most of the Asian supermarkets pretty easily. A bit of soy sauce. That was about a teaspoon of those black beans, all right? And that was about a teaspoon and a half of light soy sauce. I think we're going to go in probably that's about a teaspoon of Shaoxing. Give that old stir fry, whack it around, throw it around the pan a little bit. The Shankiang black vinegar. Again, if you can't get that, Worcester sauce is fine. And if you can't get the Shaoxing one, dry brandy. Manthania is a pretty good replacement. In we go with a bit of Chiu Chow chili oil. Oh, fuck me, I didn't mean Chiu Chow chili oil. I mean chili bean paste. You could put Chiu Chow chili oil in, but I don't think we need to. Although, saying that, I might end up putting it in this dish. Who knows? So there we are. We're pretty much coming to the end of the dish, and that is it. Serve it out with some jasmine rice. And here we are. You've got some twice cooked pork belly. Easy as that. If you want, change it up. You could do it with chicken, although it's a completely different dish. We might as well just call it deep fried chicken dick and make it a different dish. But you could do it with something else. Vegetables get interchangeable. You could put anything on it. You could put peanuts on it. You could put coriander on it. You could put dog shit on it, whatever you like. I don't care. You do what you want to do with it. You make it taste how you want to taste it. Eat it. If it ain't salty enough, more soy sauce. If it ain't pungent enough, put some more chili bean paste in it. If it's too dry and you want it a little bit salty, put a little bit of water in it. See? That's what I've done. Just put a bit of water in it. Just loosens it just a tad. So when you're eating it with the rice, it just leaves this delicate, delicious little sauce all over your rice. So everything's got purpose. Cooking is all about testing. And there it is. My twice cooked Sichuan pork belly with jasmine rice. Take care, boys. Take care. Fucking hell, I can't talk. Take care, guys. See you soon. Next dish, Cantonese roast duck. Bye-bye.